Donald Trump is weakness pretending to be strength. His biggest challenge right now is that he can't even project strength because people are questioning if he can even stay on his feet. He's been missing from the public eye for days, not just avoiding questions from the press, but seemingly unable to face them. It highlights how tired and frail he looks, not only when it comes to his scandals, but also in dealing with world leaders. That weakness was exposed on a recent call where Trump's voice sounded so strained that it reignited questions about his health. We'll break that down. But first, if you're enjoying this channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Now, let's set the stage with some context on how weak Trump has been appearing lately, starting with Gavin Newsom, who just scored a major legal win against him today.
No, I mean, we could have used the help because we had to protect the National Guard. We could have used the help after he federalized them. It was the California Highway Patrol and the LAPD that actually had to protect the military because that became the attractive nuisance for protests. But he offered no help in that respect. The vast majority, I'll remind you, thousands and thousands of our National Guard, by the way, police officers, firefighters, teachers, that were pulled off the beat and their day jobs, ended up in the armories doing literally nothing. Hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money. They had nothing to do. And the few hundred that were assigned at any different time, again, had to be protected by local law enforcement. So this isn't, obviously, none of this has anything to do with public safety, quite the contrary. It's about power dominance and aggression, the only thing he understands. And the question is, does he have the legal right? And we completely reject that. And I say that because I think it's important to highlight for your audience. We are not just saying that, we have asserted that. And we were in federal court 2 weeks ago, doing oral arguments. We deposed members of the Trump administration under the posse comitatus framework that the U.S. military cannot be deployed for domestic law enforcement purposes. And Justice Breyer is about to have the first judgment, first opinion that will be published ever on the posse comitatus case that could have a real impact on what Trump is doing all across the United States. And so we're trying to assert ourselves in the courts, not just the court of public opinion, and push back against what he's doing. But I said this literally months ago, that LA is a preview of things to come. DC is a preview of things to come in every major city across this country.
Donald Trump is consistently showing that he is uninterested in actually governing. His move to bring in the National Guard to D.C. is not some long-term policy plan because the problems that cause crime in our country, that cause homelessness in our country, are baked into a broken system. You can't just remove people. It's a politics of subtraction that the right has fallen in love with that doesn't solve actual problems. They attack people. They try to cast them out without understanding their background or why they are living in the circumstances they are because they don't actually care. We shouldn't take these people seriously, and no one takes Donald Trump seriously, which is what came up on his call. But the context from it, what is so important, is how world leaders are viewing him, and that was broken down by Midas Touch's Ben Mycelis. It's important context that I want to start with.
And Modi and Putin and all these world leaders who are gathering in China, and they're laughing. Like, you know, when Donald Trump says, the world was laughing at us. The world was not laughing at us before. The world is quite literally laughing at us right now. And you have China asserting itself as a major global power. As Financial Times reports, Chinese President Xi Jinping called on Russia, India, and other regional powers to join China in challenging the U.S.-led global order, promoting multilateralism, free trade, and a more just system at a security forum in Tianjin in China. And the United States used to be supportive of multilateralism, of free trade, of a global world order where the United States, frankly, dominated and was the envy of the world. The dollar was strong. The American bond market was strong. And right now we're seeing the opposite.
Donald Trump is being laughed at and mocked on the world stage because, much like at home abroad, it is clear how pathetic he is. Donald Trump is sickly. He is weak, and he is willing to bend the knee to authoritarians and dictators who he just wants to bat their eyelashes at him because he's so susceptible to flattery. But he's not very happy with how it's playing out, which is why he got on the phone in an interview with Scott Jennings that just got shared. And Trump sounds so sick, so gross, and so pathetic, it's blowing up his health scandal.
I'm very disappointed in him. He and I always had a great relationship. I'm very disappointed. Thousands of people are dying. They're not Americans that are dying, but they're Russians and they're Ukrainians, and there's thousands, and it's a war that makes no sense. And it would have never started if I were president, and that's what bothers me even more because the election was totally rigged, and it's a shame. We'll see what happens, but I'm very disappointed in President Putin. I can say that, and we'll be doing something to help people live. You know, it's not a question of Ukraine. It's help people live. 7,000 people are dying every single week, soldiers mostly, but 7,000 people. And if I can help to stop that, I think I have an obligation to do it.
So, our good friends at Midas Touch shared the clip from that interview that Scott Jennings actually posted. Not doing your buddy Trump a lot of favors there, Scott, by sharing that one and pointing out just how sick and tired and slurring and exhausted Trump sounds. No wonder he's not getting in front of reporters. He could barely get those words out no matter how hopped up he is. But this is the current state of Donald Trump. He's not only projecting weakness as he hides away and is so tired he can't even golf. He continues to bend the knee to dictators like Putin, and he fails to secure any deals with his tariffs, which we know are just stunts. All of this is political theater. But when the curtain comes crashing down, the set pieces are broken, and your main character, in the cognitive decline that he is, can't deliver the lines. Political theater doesn't work. It relies on having your president, your political leader, at least be able to play pretend, but Donald Trump can't even do that at this point because he is so tired, exhausted, and wiped out. Which is why now, more than ever, we need strong Democratic candidates willing not just to issue strongly worded letters, but to get out there and deliver. And one of those candidates, Graham Planter in Maine, is someone we should all be paying attention to right now. I want to check out some of his most recent rally with Bernie Sanders, and you can also donate to his campaign below, but let's take a look.
Now, Susan Collins' charade is wearing thin. This is the easiest applause lines in these speeches. No one cares that you pretend to be remorseful as you sell out to lobbyists. No one cares while you sell out to corporations, and no one cares while you sell out to a president who are all engineering the greatest redistribution of wealth from the working class to the ruling class in American history. Symbolic opposition does not reopen hospitals. Weak condemnations do not bring back Roe v. Wade. Selling out the same working class voters who've delivered mandate for change after mandate for change is not forgivable. A performative politics that enables the destruction of our way of life is disqualifying for the role of United States Senator.
The Democratic Party needs to be done with the platitudes. We don't want fighters, we want killers. We need people who go out and actually deliver. Look at Gavin Newsom right now. Gavin's not just talking about redistricting, he's carrying out the plan. He saw Republicans go forward and he says, I'm going on the offensive. You're stealing 5 seats. I'm going to make sure we take back 5 seats. I'm actually going to walk the walk. I'm going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to invest our energy into delivering real results. And it's not just in beating back Donald Trump's attempts to steal elections where we need to be putting our energy. We need to be investing and showing people that we actually care and can deliver for them, that we are also fighting with real moral clarity. And that is exactly what Graham talked about when making a statement that we all as Democrats should get on board with, that it is not just about making sure that American kids at home are safe, have schools to go and learn in, are fed, but kids around the world, and that includes in Gaza. Graham said it so perfectly right here.
Our taxpayer dollars can build schools and hospitals in America, not bombs to destroy them in Gaza.
This is not just the moral clarity that we should want from our leaders. We should expect it. This should be the norm. No corporate money, no AI PAC money. A willingness to call a genocide in Gaza a genocide, to act like it's a genocide, and to speak out against Democrats who are unwilling to say the same. It is not party infighting when we try to make our party better. Sure, when Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin were unwilling to move forward with pieces of the domestic Biden agenda to please their big money donors in pharma, crypto, hedge funds, or big oil, that is Democratic infighting we need to fix. But bringing our party to a more moral place, when we're leading with real direction, that is changing the party for the better, and that needs to be done. We need to refocus what the Democratic Party is about, because the narrative that Republicans and Democrats are the same, that we're all bought out by the same corrupt corporate players, works only because we haven't worked to change people's minds on it. We need candidates like Graham speaking out, and he did right here.
I believe that input from working people is far more important than input from someone who simply has money. I believe that we should not be settling for crumbs while billionaires eat the cookie we baked. I don't think that a CEO should have more of a voice than a union, and I don't think that private equity deserves more time with a senator than someone who works 2 jobs to get by. I do not believe these things, and I believe that the reason we are in the straits we are today is because that is what has happened. But it has happened because we let it. And the world that we live in today is not how it has to be. We can have a healthcare system that is not a mechanism of extracting wealth out of working Americans, but a guarantee for safety and health for all.
The Democratic Party must be the party of working people. And we can win on this. That means reinvesting in American workers with real results, not fake tariffs and empty numbers. No more platitudes. We need policy, delivery, and proof that we actually care. We'll keep talking about that every day on this show. And if you want to support this channel, hit subscribe, leave a like, and drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I will see you soon.